Welcome back to E20 Zone TV on this Saturday evening. I hope everyone's having a very, very good day, evening, wherever they are. Brentford won, West Ham United, who can't win, won. To my right is Lucas, who was at the pub earlier. He see it in the pub with the DC Irons massive. Lucas, how are you, mate?
I'm all right. Match was it is what it is. Had some time to reflect about it, and now everything's kind of unwinding. And yeah, I still don't really feel much different after the result. Pretty bland performance again, except that we drew. And yeah, again, I don't really know what to think of it exactly. Like I said on the afterthought, like under the circumstances, it's I guess it's nice that we got a point, but I don't know. I think we should have been aiming for a bit higher, but yeah. It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Let's start off with this man, Mr. Areola. Lucas, thoughts?
You know what? He really wasn't that busy today. There really wasn't a lot of action for him, except for obviously the first goal, which I don't know. That first goal is a weird one. And Buemo really didn't hit it that well. It looked like he shinned it a bit. And I don't know. It came off awkwardly, high and curving. Would have been in a bit of a difficult save, but I don't know. I thought he was okay today. I'm tired. I'm sick of seeing us pass at the back with him there as well, because he's really not all too great at that, along with everyone else. So I'd probably give him. I'll give him a high five for his efforts.
I don't think there's anything he can do with the goal. I'll be real. I think the goal was a very good goal from the geezer who just loves to score against us. I agree with you. Ball to his feet. He's not the guy, but that's not his fault. I think he made another save in the second half, which I thought was decent. I'll give him a 6. I don't think he was bad, like, but I don't think he was.
Corners still concern me a bit with him, because I just feel like he's too big and too tall to not be like coming out and collecting. And there's a few today where it's just like, mate, just take a few steps to your left and you catch it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Comes to this man. Aaron Wan-Bissaka played on the right back. He played left back. What do you say about him today, mate?
I thought he was all right today. Again, it's a very weird one that he's not too shabby at left back, but again, second half, again with Lopetegui and his subs and how he moved everyone around, I didn't like the subs he made that moved him to left back, and then he kind of became our main pipeline in terms of trying to create chances, like him crossing the ball in, because we all know that's not really his biggest strength. But I thought he was all right today.
He irritated me today, though.
Did he?
Yeah, I'll tell you the reason why. Because there was times in the first half, I think it was, where he had the opportunity to just run forward and try and make something happen, and he would stop and he would hesitate. And I'm thinking, Aaron, just run at him. And then he did run at him, and he caused chaos. And I'm thinking, why can't you do that normally? But maybe that's not just in him. We was told, or I was told, that he's not very good going forward. So, you know, maybe I've got to look at that.
And I don't know. He's just, again, to me, he's just not the player that I prefer being in the final third, being the one to try and make something happen. That's just really not his type of profile, in my opinion. But I'm going to give him I'll give him a solid 6. I didn't think he was bad today.
I'll give him. Yeah, I'll agree with you. Yeah, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Nothing amazing. It comes to this man though, who first Premier League start is September the 28th. Lucas, what did you make of Jean-Claire Todibo?
He wasn't bad. I thought he was I thought he was just about the same, maybe a bit better than Wan-Bissaka. I think there is still a few little things that need to be touched up with him, like passing out of the back, maybe not hoofing the ball forward. He can play another type of pass, but he was decent in the air. Defending was decent as well. A lot better than what we've seen, and I'm happy he finally got a start. This did seem to be a bit of a perfect time for him to get his first Premier League start. I'm gonna give him a strong 6, not quite a 7 for me personally.
I'm giving him a high 6, mate. I thought there was a chance in the second half where I think it's from a free kick, ball comes in, and he literally stops a goal from going in.
Yeah, it was a good clearance.
Excellent clearance. He's the only one who's on the ball. I don't. Well, the only thing with Todibo is he's going to have to get up to speed in regards to the Premier League, because we've chucked him in now. Like, when you could have chucked him in at the first few games against them other teams and gone from there. For me, I'm going to be real. I like him. I like what he brings to the side. I like his energy. I like his built. And yeah, I'll give him a high 6 for me. Let's come to this man who I thought was man of the match for me. Max Kilman. I thought he was excellent today, Lucas. I'm not going to lie. I've got to take a big L. L's for me. Yeah, I've got to hold the L. I got it completely wrong with Max Kilman. I thought he was absolutely superb today, mate. What you saying, Lucas?
Yeah, I didn't think that I'll be honest, I didn't think there was a lot separating Kilman and Todibo today. I thought they were both very solid, but I think Max Kilman just edges it a little bit for me. I didn't think there was a lot of 7s today. Spoiler, I'm probably only going to give out 2 7s today, and Max Kilman is going to be one of them. I think he was just that extra pinch of quality above Todibo today. And I mean, I'm right there with you and most people with Max Kilman. I'm happy to be wrong about him. The 40 million pound now seems like a bit of a bargain, if you ask me, because he's been our best player this season so far, and it doesn't look like that's going to stop. He just, I don't know, he seems to fit the way we play, and the way he plays, I really think maybe if we had him last year, he'd probably do the same as he's doing now. He's just been really solid, and yeah, I have no complaints about Max Kilman so far, honestly, besides maybe him missing an open goal against Liverpool on Wednesday, but that's about it. But that's not his job. So I'm gonna give him a 7.
I'll give him a high 7 for me. I thought it was excellent. Amount of times he intercepted the ball, good in the air. I even said it on the watch along. I'm looking at him and he looks like a big unit. Every time ball's coming in, he's not scared to get his head on the ball or try and play the right way by playing out from the back, right, if he has to. I've got to be honest. I misjudged this one. I think he's been a very good signing for us, and he's the only shining light from all our signings to a point. So yeah, I'll give him a high 7 for today. He's my personal man of the match. I thought he was excellent. To a man who wasn't man of the match is this man, and that is Mr. Emerson. Lucas, how much of this did he give us today?
Emotional damage.
Fucking get his arm was shit.
Yeah, he was not good today. And again, probably rightfully hooked at half. I mean, again, I don't know really what to make with like Lopetegui's substitutions, really, because some people, by that logic, some people will say Kudus wasn't great in the first half, which I don't agree with. But Emerson, I don't know. I think he's really missing Paqueta on the left, to be honest with you. I don't think that's really been that big of a case this season yet, but like it was this match, and then I can't remember the other one, but like he just needs someone. Like I don't you can't expect him to like do what he does best all the time. He links up play well. He does get forward and goes through tackles a bit, makes some good runs, but you can't expect that all the time from a left back. I think he's really missing a partner down that side. Him and Somerville have been all right, but after what we saw last season with him and Paqueta, I don't know. I would strongly advocate to try and get that going again, but who knows But Emerson, he's gonna have to hold a 4. If he played another 20 minutes and played the same way, probably gets a 3. But because he got hooked at halftime, I'd probably give him a 4.
I'm giving him a 3 out of 10. Fucking shit. First minute of the game, he's not ready. Straight away, he's not fucking ready. Gets done. Basically, the attack comes down his side, comes over to the other side, and it's a scramble. And
Yeah,
then
but can we
obviously
really
score.
put that all down to him? That was,
He
in my
shouldn't be
opinion,
getting
that's a
beat.
total collapse.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be getting beaten. I can understand him getting beaten, Lucas, 35, 40 minutes into the game, maybe, but not the first minute. Not even the first minute. The first 30 seconds. He's not even aware. Do you know what I'm saying? He gets booked for a stupid tackle, right, and gives away a stupid free kick. He just wasn't there today. Wasn't there at all in the slightest. He gets hooked at half time. I don't remember him doing anything decent, so I can't give him a 4 or a 5. Well, because there's nothing I look at and think he done well. He gets the ball on the left, but he don't do nothing with it. Do you know what I mean? It's always sideways or back rule. So for me, he gets a 3 out of 10 for me. Not a good day for Mr. Emerson. Let's come to this man, Mr. Rodriguez. Yeah, what are you saying?
A bit of a ghost today, if you ask me. Didn't really do much. I don't know. He seems to have proven me wrong in a bad way. I had some high hopes for this guy, but I don't know with him really. I still don't know like what type of player this guy is. He genuinely to me just seems like someone you throw in there and he just kind of like he tries to keep the peace within the chaos.
Yeah.
Like he's steady on the ball. He does make a few good passes, but there's not really anything much else to his game. Like let's say in terms of like Ward-Prowse, right? Ward-Prowse can do that same thing. He's definitely got a bigger engine than him.
Yeah.
And he's a world-class set piece taker. So, and then some other people as well. Or even like if you want to compare Souček, right? Souček obviously technically not as good as Rodriguez, but Souček does a lot of things, in my opinion, better than Rodriguez. So I don't know. Rodriguez is just a weird player, and I don't think he really fits what we're trying to do. So Lopetegui's going to have to find a solution for that. I'll probably give him a 5. I just wasn't impressed with him today, and he was a bit of a ghost.
I'm going to be honest. I do not understand why you get rid of Flynn Downs and James Ward-Prowse and bring this geezer in. I really don't. He's got no speed about him at all. He's got no recovery pace. Gives away a stupid foul, another one, just outside the box, which leads to a free kick, which luckily hit the wall straight away. I can't listen. When we signed him, I thought we were signing him as a backup option. Yeah, I thought he's going to come in and be the backup option for Alvarez when Alvarez is not there. But to start him and play him in a 2-man midfield, I think Lopetegui's asking for trouble. Simple as that. I think he's asking to be fucking sacked to a point. I've got to let you land on what you want to say, but
it's a bit of a mix, really. I don't think Rodriguez is a bad player, but I don't think these tactics fit him at all. Like I can see how he fits if we're like dominating possession. Like let's say we're back in the Mark Warburton days, right? I could definitely see him what he brings to a system like that where we have so much possession and all that. But again, I just don't know what Lopetegui's trying to do. Like 1 minute we're possessing the ball, 1 minute we just really don't look like we know what we're doing. He's not good in the press. He's not great defensively. I don't know. Just it's a weird mix of he doesn't suit our tactics, and I don't know. That's just mine.
For me, he's going to get a 5 out of 10. The problem is I think there is the problem. I think when you've got a slow player, teams are targeting him and going, right, we can just play around this geezer because he ain't going to get anywhere near us. He's all right. He's a safe merchant. He'll be there, keep the ball, he'll pass the ball, he'll move. He does everything very good and very steady, yeah? But in the Premier League, we all know it. as supporters of this club, that the Premier League's fast, and you've got to be fast, and you've got to be on the move all the time. This geezer's always flat-footed. He's never on the move, and he's a bit rash to a point. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, he gets just a 5 for me. It's come to the goal scorer. And Lucas, what do you say about this man? Other than this, fucking hell. You know what? Just listen to it.
Thank God for Souček, man. I mean, seriously, I just will never understand it with Souček, right? People complain about his technical ability, which I guess is fair to a point. But when this guy scores at the rate that he does, and he seems to always pop up when you need him, I don't understand the absolute abuse he gets. And then people have the nerve, right? I've seen this on Twitter. People are praising Flynn Downs and saying, "Oh, we need like his running stats, right? All the distance he's covered."
Yeah.
And we need another person like that back here. But we have Souček, and people have slated Souček saying, "Oh, he's just a cardio merchant." I don't get it personally, but Thomas Souček for me today is just another reason why he should be nailed on almost every single week, in my opinion. Literally, bar the very rare matchup that maybe he shouldn't be starting. But this guy, he is West Ham. The abuse he gets, I think, is sickening. And everything that we complain about, everything we want in a player, someone die for the badge, someone play for the shirt, he is that guy. And he does what he did today. He pops up when we need him. Was it pretty? No, but he scored. He was there.
Yeah.
So for me, Thomas Souček, and again, the work he does in both boxes, I think, just goes so under the radar. He's so good defensively in our box when we need him. When we're playing like a bit of a low block and like crosses are coming in, he just handles everything. I
think he's least of our problems. That's what I personally think. When I look at Rodriguez next to him, Rodriguez brings fuck all to this team.
Yeah.
Literally nothing at all. Like, tell me in the chat, please. Tell me two things he does.
Him and Alvarez, to me, that should be locked in as two of our three midfield, in my opinion. Whether you want to play a double pivot, a flat three, whatever it is, I think Thomas Souček, time and time again, just proves people wrong. And again, regardless of our unprofessional opinion, Lopetegui and other managers keep playing him. They keep playing him. So for me, Souček gets a 7. He's my man of the match. Very close with Kilman. But if he doesn't score that goal today, it is absolute pandemonium. The toxic nature of social media would have ran absolutely rabid if he didn't score that goal.
Yeah.
So he saves us another day of depression, even though today still was a bit meh. So man of the match for me, 7 out of 10.
I'm gonna be honest. First half, I didn't really see much of him. If I'm being real, I thought he was there, but he wasn't making any influence in the game. Second half, obviously he scores the goal. The issue with Thomas Souček is he scores big goals. I've been saying it for a long time. I said it last season. He scored goals against Burnley, Everton, Nottingham Forest late in the day, and he knows how to score late goals and the key goals in games for West Ham. I get the argument with people with him, but I think they go over the top with him. I really do, because I don't think he's as bad as what people make out. And I do feel there is worse players in the ranks right now that are more of a problem than Thomas Souček. I will say that.
And you can't. And the guy just scores important goals. You can't put a measure on that. You either have a knack for it or you don't. He's a big game player, in my opinion, and he comes up in big moments, and that's just something you can't measure. And right now, we need that in the side, regardless of what you think about his dribbling, his passing, how slow he is. He covers the miles. He's good in both boxes. He scores important goals.
Yeah, I'm going to give him just a 7 for me. I think the goal gets him to a 7. Listen, he gets a lot of stick, and sometimes it's rightfully so, and sometimes it isn't. So we'll move on to this man. God, this will be fun. Lucas, I have a sulk when I get subbed off. Paqueta. Um,
Mm.
how do you want to look at this with him today? Because he's running around like a nutcase. The team was all over the place in the first half, like players playing all over the gaff. How do you want to assess him?
Again, I just think I don't know what's going on with him. Genuinely, it's a bit depressing if you ask me, because I think we're watching a player that just looks a shadow of himself, and you mix in certain tactics that we're playing as well and where he's playing. It's just, I don't know, it's a bit depressing. Really, the only thing I thought positive of him today was the build up for goal. That was about it, and that was with like 4 people that played some lovely passes, and that's it. And people speculate whether it's the gambling thing or
What did I say?
or whatever.
What did I say?
I don't know what it is. I don't think it's that, but he's just a shadow of himself. And like I said, it could be it. It could be many things. I don't know what has to happen. The only answer I can come up with is put him out on the left. But then again, just like putting Mavropanos at right back today, that just throws another wrench in the pile of things that we have to figure out. That's another issue that needs a solution. And I mean, we're still early in the season, and maybe that could be hashed out. But I'm sick of the square pegs and round holes. Like, Paqueta was at his best at West Ham on the left. People were crying to get him back in the 10 or play as an 8. He hasn't done great this season. So really, the only last thing that's left is maybe throwing him back out on the left with Emerson, and maybe those two can make magic like they did before. But again, that's another issue that needs a solution. And Lopetegui's got many issues at the moment. He doesn't know his best 11. Tactics really aren't working to a point. He's playing a bunch of players out of position. Like, it's a bit of a mess right now. For Paqueta, for me, I'm probably just gonna give him a 5. I didn't think he was horrific today, but just below average. He just looks like a person out there, honestly.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. The gambling thing is weighing heavily on his head. For me, as I just get rid of this wanker in here. Thank you very much. That's you gone. For me, the gambling side of things is affecting him straight away. Yeah, I said it before, and you said, well, right at the start of the season, I said if the gambling thing comes back, he ain't going to be the same player. Yeah, he just ain't going to be the same player, and he isn't the same player. Simple as that. Today, he's inconsistent. Simple as that. He'll do one good bit of work, and then he'll get the ball. And I said it on the watch along, and trust me, I've got to find the clip because I've got to clip it up. It's epic. I say, oh, look at him, he's doing really good work, and he goes and passes it straight out for a throw in to them. And I'm looking at him, and I'm thinking, what are you literally trying to do to us, Lucas? Do you know what I'm saying? He hasn't been on it all season. He really hasn't. I don't get it. I don't get it with him, and I feel like he's getting a pass, and he's getting a space in the team because his name's Lucas Paqueta. If that's anyone else, they're not playing. But because it's him, he's playing. So, for that matter, I'm going to give him a high 5. I'm going to try and be a bit kinder. But for me, he's just not the guy, mate, at the minute. He simply ain't.
Yeah, it's like I said, the only thing I can think of that maybe might change something is throwing back out on the left again with Emerson. But then again, you're taking away Somerville, who, I mean, again, everyone has an opinion. I thought it was a little bit harsh to drop him today, but again, I understand it to a point. I don't necessarily agree, but that's why I'm not a professional and don't make the decisions. But there's just so many issues going on tactically and with the lineup. It's a lot.
Yeah, it is, mate. Let's move on to this man, Mohamed Kudus. Can't believe I'm saying this, but he got subbed at half time. For tactical reasons. I can't wait to get to Lopetegui at the end of it. I really can't. Right, let's break this down. What was he like in the first half? Because I thought he was all right. I thought he was trying his fucking hardest for us in the first half. What you saying?
I thought, genuinely, he'd done as much as he could do with what was going on. He faced 7 ground duels in the first half, only won 1 of them, but I don't think that really reflects the type of half he had. He got dispossessed 4 times. 1 had 2 successful dribbles. I don't know. From what I've seen, I didn't think he played that bad, and really to get hooked at halftime, I don't really agree with it. But again, the rating's a bit hard because if you get hooked at halftime, you must have been doing maybe something wrong, or there's been rumors of a spat, which again I don't know. I really don't care for. I just think it's a bit concerning that you're subbing off arguably our best player, easily our second best player. Well, we'll just say top 3 important players. Yeah. And again, I just don't see why. I don't know. And he's playing out on the left. He's not looking great. So for me, I'm going to give Kudus. I'll give him a high 5.
Yeah.
Just a 5. I don't know. I'll give him a 5. But yeah, I don't see the vision of hooking him off at halftime.
Yeah. My turn. Disgusting from Julian Lopetegui. Yeah. You're chucking a player out into a position where we all know it. You know it. We know it. The fucking ball boy knows it. The owner knows it. Every fucking person knows it related to West Ham United. But you decide to put him out on the left, and when he ain't performing, you're having a go at him. That is just some dumb shit, in my opinion. It really is. I thought Kudus in the first half was decent. I thought he was trying his hardest. He had 3 men on him at one stage, and there was no one backing him up, helping him out. I actually felt sorry for him in the first half because he was trying his best to make stuff happen, but it's not on. And this left wing, Kudus, has to stop. He is a right-sided attacker, yeah? And if you don't like him on the right-hand side because of Jared Bowen, you play him as a 10, yeah? There is no reason why Paqueta's playing as a 10 because he's shit, Lucas Paqueta, currently right now. He's absolutely shit. His mind's not on it, and Mo's a better player than him right now. So why is it that this man right here, there, has been subbed? Now, if he has turned around, he's had a go at Lopetegui, fucking right. And I will stand with you, Mohamed Kudus. 100%. Because this fucking Spanish waiter cunt does not know what he's doing. And he's got our player playing in a position that he is not familiar with. Yeah? And it's making him look bad. Yeah? That has to change, right? Kudus is one of our best players. He's one of the best players I've seen at West Ham in all my life to a point. There's no way subbing him off was the right call. Yeah? Subbing him off for Soler and putting Soler on that side is a joke.
The only way you can justify it to a point is that we did get a point out of it, but it still doesn't really sit right with me.
Listen, we shit ass the point today. Let's not say, oh, we got a point out of it and all that bollocks, right? He shit ass a point today. Absolute shit ass a point. And yeah, do you know what I mean? And Project Lover, I see what you're saying there. Best player in your life. I said he's one of the best players I've seen in my lifetime. Get it right, son. For me, he gets a high 5. I agree with Lucas. The way he's being treated is fucking disgusting. Do you know what I mean? And that's down to our boss.
I just don't think. I don't see the vision in him molding into a left winger. The actions and the way that he's setting himself up on the left it's not effective for me. Like the one shot he had on goal today, if he would have been on the opposite side and was cutting in on his left, I'd put the house on it. He scores.
Yeah, but
again, he's got a good weak foot, but just cutting in on his right, it's not good for him. It's not great at it. So
is what it is. We'll move on to this man, Mr. Jared Bowen, captain, leader, etc. What you saying? He looks a shadow. Looks a shadow of himself, mate.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. This rating's also going to be kind of difficult.
Yeah.
Ground duels wasn't great. He only won 3 out of 10. His crossing was average. He didn't really attempt that many passes. The work that he did for our goal was decent, but again, like Paqueta, that's really like one of the only like kind of positive things he did today. But again, like I don't know, a lot of players out there just don't look comfortable in the way they're playing. And again, I don't know if that's a personal thing or if that's tactics, but it's just we expect better, and I don't know what the problem is. I really don't.
I know what the problem is. It's funny, isn't it? We've got Bowen, Kudus, Alvarez, Paqueta, even Emerson to a point, and they're all playing bad. Why is that, I wonder? Maybe it's because the fucking manager is acting like a prat at the minute. I felt sorry for Bowen today. I really did. He's a trier. He's on the right-hand side. There was a cross. I can't remember what it was. I think it was in the second half where he's put it across. And if he needs it cut. He needs the ball cut back, really. And he's there, Bowen. And, yeah, it just wasn't his day, really. Yeah, I don't understand in the first half why he is up front, and then you got Antonio playing as a right winger, and then you got Antonio playing as a left winger, and then you got Bowen over to the fucking left. It was just
all out of sorts.
All out of flavours, baby. All out of flavours. I'll give him
I was going to give him a high five, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll give him a high five. Do you know what I mean? Let's come to this man, Mr. Mikel Antonio. I don't know what to say, really, because should he be starting for West Ham at 34 years of age? Really?
Probably not, but it's happening. And I don't really know what to think of it today. He got an assist, but it was a bit of it'd be kind of kind to call it an assist, but they gave it to him. But I don't know. It I really just don't know what to think. I didn't think he was terrible, but again, not just I don't know. I'm out of words, especially what I saw today. Just him like all over the place. And again, that we've seen it before, right? Where he'll drift from like striker to left wing or whatnot. But this felt very different.
What half? First half.
Yes.
First half, I complete and utterly agree with you. 1000%.
That didn't seem like, because previous, I felt like Antonio would drift naturally.
Yeah.
But this time, first half, that did not look natural. That was just all out of sorts, and I don't know. Again, I'm not a professional. I only see what I see with my eyes. But yeah, it was weird. You know what? Genuinely, I don't know what to think of that performance. I'm just going to give him, and again, we could disagree, but I'm just going to give him a 5 and walk away, because that was just it was weird. It was weird.
Right. First half, don't get it. Simply do not get it in the first half. I'm sorry. He's playing left wing, right wing, centre forward. Right. You've got Bowen up front, and you've got Mikel Antonio at 34 years old playing on the wings. That makes no sense to me. Sorry, it just makes no sense. He has a golden chance in the first half where it's his moment, and he spoons it wide. Instead of he's got to hit the target there. Right? I'm not saying he has to score, but he has to hit the target at the very least. Right. Second half, he's a trier, and to say like the assist for Souček, that's being very kind. Right, the ball scrambling about in the box, and it falls to him. He's getting a 5 for me. Yeah, he's not for me. He might be a club legend to some people, and he might live in the moment, but I live in the reality, and the reality is this geezer should not be starting for West Ham at 34 years old.
I personally don't mind him starting. I love Antonio, club legend in my opinion. But if you're going to start him, please play to his strengths. We've yet to see it.
Fuck it. Yeah, I agree, mate. I completely agree. Let's move on to the subs. Surprising sub, but Mavropanos at right back. I did say it once upon a time, and people were correcting me, but I swear he played right back at Stuttgart for a few games, I believe. What do you make of him at right back? I thought he done all right.
Yeah, I actually thought he was pretty bright when he came on, and was probably one of our better players in the second half. Again, not amazing by any means, but I was a bit surprised. I don't know, that double substitution was very way out of left field. But again, like, we ended up getting a point out of it, even though it felt disgusting in the moment and still really doesn't feel that right. He made the change, and we got a point out of it. So there's got to be some sort of, like, I don't know what to call it. He's got to get a little bit of credit for that, I guess. But Mavropanos at right back, again, it wasn't terrible. It's something I really wouldn't like to experiment with a lot, but maybe in certain moments, certain matches, it could work. But I'm gonna give him a 6.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was decent.
If he played a full game like the way he did at right back, I'd probably give him a 7. But for 45 minutes, I'm gonna give him a 6.
I will say one thing. This will make you laugh, Lucas. Yeah, I was praising him up on the watch along. So I was saying, "Fuck me, he looks really good, really, really good." And the moment I said he was really, really good, he goes and spoons the ball straight out for a throw. And I was like, "What is going on, mate? Why'd you kill me at that time?" But yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. Soler, what you saying?
He was there.
I thought he made a little bit of a difference. His energy levels were there. Let's put it like that. And he was trying to make stuff happen. Give us a number, Lucas.
I don't know. I didn't really see anything. Maybe a 6.
Yeah.
Again, I like the energy he brings, and it still does shock me a bit how energetic he is, because I really did not think he was that type of midfielder. But I think there is a place for him in this squad. I think there is, and I think he can come good possibly. But I'm in between a high 5 and a 6. I'll just give him a 6 since he was one of the subs at halftime. So, and they did make an impact to a point. So 6.
6 out of 10 for me. Daniel Ings, give us a number.
5.
I agree. Didn't really do a lot. Crescencio Somerville.
5.
Didn't have a chance to make any impact whatsoever. Really, he was on the pitch, but the ball just wasn't coming to him. He did have a shot which got blocked and by 2 players, and I was like, "Oh, come on, Cry! You got to do something better than that." Other than that, yeah, 5. What about this guy?
10.
Andy Irving comes on for, ladies and gentlemen, 2.5 minutes. You know what I mean? Of
For
time.
Jared Bowen. Gets a yellow card in the process. Andy Irving, my guy. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Give him a 10. Fuck you for putting the shirt on. What a guy. Lucas, what do you make of the ref today?
I thought Simon Hooper was not good. I thought he was... I don't know. Again, my not good is different to other people's. Simon Hooper. I don't like him. I don't really like any refs for that matter. I'll give him a. Actually, I can't get over the ending. How he blows the whistle on our corner. Like, we have a corner kick and he blows the whistle for full time. I think that's a bit of a disgrace. I'll give him a 4 out of 10.
4 out of 10 for you. I'll give him a 5. I thought every yellow card he enough got right. The only thing I will say is it a offside, and how is it not an offside for their goal? It looks like he's offside by his shoulder. Now,
But they have the line at his feet. I've given up a long time ago trying to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, I agree with you on this. So yeah, I'll give him a 5 out of 10. Now let's come to this man. Mr. Julian, I ain't got a fucking clue what I'm doing, Lopetegui. 1 minute in, we're 1-0 down. He subs off Mo. He's playing players out of position. He's playing a 34-year-old striker fucking all along the front line. We get a point, which is positive, but what do you make of him, mate? Because I'm going to be straight. After today, this geezer's not he's not worth it at West Ham. He's just not for me.
Yeah, again, it's weird. It's a weird one because let's be honest. I would go out on a limb and say probably 80% to 90% of the people were not enthused by that double sub at halftime. Someone said it out loud at the pub, and I said, "Huh?" I looked at him, and then I pulled up Twitter to look at the subs, and I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that actually happened. But again, it's a weird one because that double substitution it led to us coming back, getting a point. No matter how much we hated it, there's got to be a tiny bit of credit there. But in terms of just overall, the performance wasn't great, but we clawed back. We got a point. The tactics, they're still not great. This rating's weird. I don't know what to give it.
I'll tell you what.
I'll give him a high five. I'll give him a high five for the double substitution that somehow, I don't know how it did, but somehow led to us getting a point in the end.
Nah,
but even that feels generous.
I'm sorry, but when I keep hearing that, no disrespect to you, bruv, yeah, but I hear that from other people. Oh well, we got a point today. We were blessed today to get a point. Like simply blessed. Like
yeah, no, I agree, but it's just like if he doesn't do it, who knows what happens, right? You can only go off what he did, and what happened in the end. Because I agree with you to a point. Like we were a bit lucky. I've seen some people on Twitter today say they didn't think we played as bad as what people were saying. I don't totally agree with that. I thought we were maybe a tiny bit better than Wednesday, like a pinch, but that's still not good enough in my eyes. But like I said, if he doesn't make that double substitution, who knows what happens? All we know is he made it. We were losing. We came back. We got a point. And whether it's luck, tactical prowess, genius, whatever it may have you, he deserves that little bit of credit. In my opinion.
I simply can't. And I'll tell you the reason why. You don't go and sub off one of your best players at half time because like you're the man who's put him in that position in the first place.
I agree. I just
don't get me wrong, Lucas, listen, hear me out. Yeah. We get a point today. I get that. I'm happy with the point. But we shit housed the point today. Right. And we could have easily been down and out of that game in the first half quite easily, if I'm being honest. Right. We was all over the place in the first minute of the game. We're not aware. We're not on it. Second half, we were better. I will say that we was better, but we had to be better because we couldn't be any fucking worse than what we was in the first half. Do you know what I'm saying?
I agree.
We get a goal, and then after that, we've done nothing else. Like we've done literally nothing else of any note to say, right, let's go and win the game. And Lopetegui's a sort of guy that I thought he was one of them ones that he's all in. Like it's either win or lose, and draws don't really count for him. At the end now, he was basically setting up to make sure he don't lose the game. Like, and I say this saying, I just want to say this.
Go.
I say this saying, this result is the same as Fulham. It papers over the cracks because there's no progression there. It's just a point. We've got a point, but we haven't done fuck all today, if I'm being real. Like, truthfully honest, I've not seen anything with this geezer that warrants him basically saying, "Oh, back a project and like trust the process." These buzzwords don't fly with me, and I'll be honest, the geezer's a fucking idiot. I'll speak the honest truth.
Genuinely, if you gave him a 1 out of 10, I would not debate it. All I'm saying is it's just weird. And again, sometimes you rather be lucky than good. And what I was gonna say, what you were talking about, how towards the end he was just kind of like trying to pull the boys back a little and not really go for it. I know I said it on the afterthought. I know exactly why he did that
Yeah.
because he is in my opinion, like a win or lose type of manager. And again, I don't think we're gonna have many opportunities like that especially to like scrape a point like that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I don't see many draws this season. I see a lot of wins or losses. That's it. I think the draw column is gonna be like under 10 this year, personally.
Yeah, for me, I'm not convinced on him. Like, I think now what you've done is you've rocked the boat with Mohamed Kudus now. Like, we've already got a play. Well, the team's not playing well as it is, and one of our best players, you're pissed off and by subbing him off. Now, listen, I think Mo will give it his all for West Ham, but would he give it all for this manager? That's the $1 million question, and the answer to that, for me, is I don't think he will. Yeah, I'm going to be straight. Lopetegui is slowly fading away at the minute, and people will go, "You got to trust the process to give it time." What have I got to give it time on? This geezer, it's the 28th of fucking September. He doesn't know his best team, right? He's playing players in and around the team that are out of position. Do you know what I'm saying? Jean-Claire Todibo starts today on the 28th of September. This is not fucking right. Yeah. And for me, you've got a 34-year-old Mikel Antonio starting up front, which shouldn't be happening. I don't care what anyone says, whether you love him. He should not be starting up front for West Ham United in the 2024-25 season. Simply shouldn't. And then you've got players like Bowen, who's not on it. Paqueta, not on it. Alvarez, not his best. Like, there is a lot of issues here. And it all leads to the fucking Spanish butler who's standing there and all he does is moan a lot from the sidelines. He doesn't fill me with no fucking enthusiasm whatsoever. Do you know what I'm saying? So, it's a worry, mate. I'm going to be honest. As I said before, I'm concerned with this geezer because what happens next week when we play Ipswich, where we expect to win, that's a different ball game altogether. Because if we don't beat Ipswich next week at home, right,
that'll be very worrying.
Exactly that. Right.
But again, I can see it being tougher than what people think because Ipswich are going to play balls to the wall, in my opinion. They're going to create some real chaos, in my opinion. And again, sometimes when you're playing against a side like that, who just they all put in a shift, they're running their absolute backs off. Like, who knows what's going to happen, and we're gonna have to deal with it. And I don't know. You already know how I feel about Lopetegui. I'm not going to stress it enough, but yeah, it's not promising at the moment. Even though it's early days, I don't see a lot to get enthused about yet. And I hope it turns around. I hope he proves me wrong. I'll say that till the cows come home.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a 4 today. For me, not good enough. Sorry. Just not good enough. This is as I always say before we sort of come towards the end. Brentford had about 8 or 9 players out, big players, all out injured, and we struggled today to turn them over. That to me just tells me all I need to know. That's our first team against their makeshift team, and we done not a lot.
And that's the thing, right? I know a lot of people will use the angle or the point that Brentford are our bogey team. We're not good at the G-Tech away, which is valid to a point. But in this circumstance, when Brentford have that many injuries and we don't have that many injuries and we have the players that we have, I don't think it's a good enough excuse. Again, I take the point because under the circumstances going 1-0 down within 40 seconds and we claw back, of course, getting a draw and a point is better than losing. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think we should be expecting more from them. So,
honestly, mate, before we come to the end, right? What do you expect next week? Because if we turn up at the London Stadium next Saturday against Ipswich Town Football Club, and we fail to put in a performance there, we go into an international break. I don't trust Lopetegui, mate. I'm going to be honest, right? And this is not me being reactionary like every other fucking wanker keeps saying to me, right? But I don't see what he's trying to do. All I see him trying to do is self-destruct West Ham. If you want me to be honest, and say it with my hand on my fucking heart, yeah, I feel like he's trying to self-destruct West Ham. He's all our big hitters are all flopping. That like, come on, one of them flopping, I can understand it. Two of them, okay, fair enough, might not be able to. All of them, all our big players are flopping at the minute. That's not a coincidence, for fuck's sake.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it self-destruction, but I get what you're saying though. For me, I just, again, you know how I felt about Lopetegui and him coming in. I just never thought he was that guy, and everything around and behind the hiring of him never really made a lot of sense to me, because he's on a 2-year deal. You're not going to rebuild a side in 2 years. Like you were meant to come in on a 2-year deal, get us back into Europe. And again, it's early days, but it's not looking like that. And the tactics, they're not looking bright. There's really no enthusiasm at all. There seems to be no spirit within the side right now. But again, I always reemphasize it's early days. But to me, having no spirit within the side is that doesn't have a timeline. There should always be a bit of fight, a bit of spirit. And today, there was a little bit of fight, but I don't know. I'm not enthused with Lopetegui.
Let's see what Vinny Bones has got to say. You all wanted change, now it bites you on the arse. You make excuses. Getting to a point. If you don't like what you see, go and support Man City. I support West Ham fucking United, mate. I ain't going to go up north and support a bunch of Mancs at the end of the day. At the end of the fucking day, yeah, we are allowed to ask questions of why is it not going right? Why is it? And I'm going to put this to the people right now. Why is it that because it ain't going right, people will say, well, it's not going right. And then people get offended because you say it's not going right. But your eyes and what's happening in front of you right now, it ain't going right. But people are going to go, oh, okay, well, like you're negative. No, how about the team's fucking negative because they're not performing? How about the players are negative because the players are not performing? How about the fucking manager who does not know his best team and keeps playing players in fucking positions that they're not fucking good at? Let's have a look at him. Do you know what I mean? Don't look at the fans. Look at that and question that. Because today, that needs to be questioned. Mohamed Kudus getting subbed off at half time. Never in my life. In my fucking life, I would have thought.
That ever happened.
Never. And if Mo has said to him, right, you've put me in a position, and they've had a Barney in the changing rooms, I stand by Mohamed Kudus, because Lopetegui will fuck off when the first time I have trouble. Yeah, Mo, he's come here, he's gave us everything. He's gave us some brilliant goals, right? And he got that fucking Spanish butler, right, there, mugging him off, subbing him. Nah, fuck Lopetegui, mate. He's a waste man.
For me, I'm just going to try and stay hopeful and optimistic as much as I possibly can. But I don't know. There's not a lot to be hopeful for right now. So I'm just going to keep the faith as much as I can. But again, some people, you know how it goes, even with transfers as well. Some people just play a certain player or manager, whatever it is, up to a point where they don't want to be wrong, and they will defend that point until the day they die, even if it's going completely south. But again, I'm not afraid to be wrong. I've said what I said about Lopetegui. I hope he proves me wrong, and I'm gonna stay hopeful. But at the moment right now, it just doesn't look great.
No, it don't, mate. It don't. But we will see. Lucas, thank you very much for coming on, mate. I really do appreciate it on this Saturday afternoon, your time, Saturday evening, my time. Final thought on this player ratings to round up this video and this weekend is that I don't know where we're going with him. I really don't. This feels like a mid-table West Ham, and I'm sorry, right? I don't accept mid-table West Ham anymore. I accept West Ham being a top 10 side. When I look at the players that we've got at our disposal, we should be competing for Europe. There's no questions about this. There's no, oh, we've got to give it time and trust the process and gelling and all this shit, all these buzzwords I keep hearing. We are a European contender, yeah? And when I say European contender, I mean a Conference League or Europa League. We've got some good players in our team, very good players. And we've got a manager that does not know his best fucking team and does not know how to get these players into a position where his style of play can work. We've got Rodriguez in the middle of the park, who's as slow as my fucking granddad. Do you know what I'm saying? And it ain't working. It just simply isn't working at the minute. Today we get away with it. We get another point. Go and watch the Fulham game with West Ham. Go and watch the Brentford game with West Ham. They're both similar games. Same thing happens again, and we nick a point in West London. Funny enough, again. Anyway, from me to you, take care of yourself. There will be a space this evening. I shall be hosting it. Be there or be square. Bye-bye.